In recent years, the world has been filled with ongoing chaos and destruction. Wars, conflicts, and political instability popping up here and there. But alongside all this turmoil, we've also witnessed a dramatic shift in the way wars are fought, especially in places like Ukraine, the Middle East, and beyond. The days of battalions charging headfirst with tanks and air support are behind us. Instead, we're seeing a new kind of warfare, one driven by intelligence gathering, followed by precision strikes from drones and other advanced tech. Gone are the days of massive suicide-style charges like we saw in World War I and World War II. But have you ever wondered what a massive war would look like now? What kind of weapons and strategies will define future battles? And could they be as terrifying as those we see in sci-fi movies? Spiritualists and military experts alike have warned us about a new kind of warfare, one that's dramatically different from what we've seen in the past. With information being the most valuable asset in the 21st century, imagine a scenario where hackers launch a full-scale attack on a nation's banking systems, or EMP weapons are deployed to cripple a country's electricity and internet infrastructure. The result? A complete economic collapse without firing a single bullet. This is a far cry from the wars of old. So, what might modern weapons look like? Well, today, we're diving into 4 potential new weapons that could redefine the future of warfare. We'll look at their applications in real-life scenarios, and by the end of this video, you'll get to know some of the most terrifying technologies that could easily destroy us all without us even knowing they exist. HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. HAARP is a scientific research program primarily funded by the US government, designed to investigate the ionosphere, the electrically charged layer of Earth's atmosphere. It uses high-frequency radio waves to stimulate the ionosphere and study its properties. However, HAARP has also been the subject of many conspiracy theories and speculation, especially regarding its potential use as a weather modification tool, military weapon, or even as part of a geoengineering initiative. Some claim that it could be capable of controlling weather patterns or even triggering natural disasters like earthquakes or storms. One of the most persistent claims surrounding HAARP is its supposed ability to influence weather, create earthquakes, or even manipulate atmospheric conditions for military purposes. These ideas suggest that HAARP could be used as part of a larger global control system, potentially interfering with global communication networks or even functioning as a surveillance tool. While these theories have not been substantiated by credible evidence, they continue to circulate, particularly after major natural disasters. Some even speculate that HAARP could be responsible for events such as earthquakes or tsunamis, contributing to ongoing debates about its potential weaponization. In military contexts, there are theories that suggest HAARP-like technologies could be used to disrupt enemy electronics or infrastructure as part of a non-kinetic warfare strategy. This would allow nations to target communication networks and infrastructure without engaging in full-scale combat. Despite these concerns, the official stance of HAARP is that it remains a scientific research facility focused on communication and atmospheric studies. Fun story: the HAARP causes earthquakes. Speculation. One of the most colorful speculations surrounding HAARP comes from the aftermath of the 2010 Haiti earthquake. Shortly after the devastating earthquake that hit the Caribbean island, some conspiracy theorists quickly linked the disaster to HAARP. They claimed that the US military, using HAARP's powerful radio frequency waves, had caused the earthquake to destabilize the region for political or military reasons. Naturally, there was zero evidence for this claim, but the idea of HAARP being capable of manipulating tectonic plates sent a flurry of excitement across internet forums. Some even believed that HAARP could be responsible for other natural disasters, like tsunamis and volcanic eruptions, all speculatively triggered as part of secret geopolitical maneuvers. While this has been thoroughly debunked by scientists, the HAARP earthquake connection still pops up in online conspiracy theories. It's a reminder of how HAARP's mysterious nature and its huge energy output could fuel wild and imaginative stories. Fun fact, in 2014, a group of protesters tried to storm the HAARP research facility in Alaska, convinced it was behind every strange weather anomaly. Their plan to disrupt the program didn't go far, but it shows how the secretive nature of HAARP can spark a bit of chaos in the civilian world. Geoengineering. Geoengineering refers to the deliberate manipulation of Earth's climate, typically as a response to climate change or as a way of experimenting with altering natural processes. Techniques such as solar radiation management and carbon capture are often discussed in this context, with the goal of reducing global warming or counteracting its effects. However, geoengineering also raises significant ethical concerns, as well as fears about the unintended consequences of large-scale environmental manipulation. There are particular concerns about the potential for geoengineering technologies to be weaponized, particularly when it comes to weather control. Some geoengineering strategies include solar radiation management, SRM, which involves injecting aerosols into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight and cool the planet. Another technique is carbon capture and storage, CCS, which aims to reduce carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere by storing it underground. There's also ocean fertilization, where nutrients are added to oceans to stimulate phytoplankton growth and absorb more CO2. While these technologies have potential for addressing climate change, they have also sparked fears that they could be misused, potentially shifting from climate control to weather-based warfare. For instance, some speculate that geoengineering could be used to create artificial droughts, storms, or floods to destabilize enemy regions during a conflict. The ethical implications of geoengineering are a matter of ongoing debate, with critics warning that manipulating the planet's climate could lead to catastrophic consequences, such as acidification of the oceans or abrupt climate shifts. The idea that geoengineering could be used as a weapon, either to manipulate weather patterns or disrupt food supplies, adds a layer of tension to the debate. Theories around weather manipulation as warfare tie into conspiracy theories about HAARP, with both technologies potentially seen as tools for global control or military advantage. Fun story: the chemtrail conspiracy and geoengineering. One of the most widely debated aspects of geoengineering involves the chemtrail conspiracy theory. Many people believe that government agencies, particularly the US government, are secretly spraying chemicals into the atmosphere to manipulate the weather or control the population. The idea is that these chemtrails, visible contrails from jets, contain a mix of substances like aluminum or barium, designed to manipulate the weather or even affect human health. Although there is no solid scientific evidence to support these claims, the idea of secret geoengineering, cloud seeding operations, or weather warfare remains a persistent urban legend. The theory takes root because geoengineering techniques like cloud seeding, which has been used for decades to induce rainfall, are real, but the leap to worldwide, intentional weather manipulation makes for great conspiracy fodder. Fun fact: In the 1970s, the US military actually explored weather control as a weapon. They tested whether cloud seeding could be used to disrupt the monsoon season in Vietnam to make it harder for enemy forces to move. The plan was abandoned after ethical and environmental concerns arose. But it's an interesting example of geoengineering in warfare. Laser weapons, also known as directed energy weapons, DEWs, use focused energy in the form of lasers to disable or destroy targets. These weapons are part of ongoing military research into non-kinetic systems, providing alternatives to traditional bullets and explosives. The main advantage of lasers lies in their precision and speed. Being capable of pinpoint targeting, lasers can disable specific components of enemy systems without affecting surrounding areas. They are especially effective for targeting small, fast-moving objects such as drones or missiles, making them an ideal solution for modern warfare. Laser weapons can also be deployed in space to target satellites with high precision. In military settings, lasers are increasingly being tested for air defense systems, such as shooting down incoming missiles or drones. The speed of light travel allows lasers to respond almost instantaneously, making them a valuable tool in fast-paced combat situations. While most laser weapons require large power sources, significant progress is being made to create compact versions that could potentially be deployed on smaller platforms, such as drones or even individual soldiers' gear. These compact systems could revolutionize warfare by enabling long-range anti-satellite operations or serving as a non-lethal option for crowd control, similar to microwave weapons. Energy requirements remain one of the primary challenges for laser weapons, as maintaining a strong beam for an extended period requires a significant power supply. Research is ongoing into new energy storage technologies to make these weapons more practical and deployable across various platforms. Solid-state lasers and fiber optic lasers are some of the promising developments that could help reduce the size and improve the efficiency of these systems, expanding their use beyond military applications to civilian sectors such as space exploration or telecommunications. Fun story: lasers at concerts. The eyes have it. Laser technology isn't only used in high-tech military operations, sometimes it's used to create fun but dangerous situations. One particularly dramatic story comes from the world of concerts, where laser pointers are often used as props during live shows. However, it has become increasingly common for audience members to direct lasers at the performers, especially into their eyes. In 2010, rock star Bono of U2 famously called out a fan at a concert who pointed a laser into his eyes. It caused him temporary blindness, forcing him to take a break from the performance. The laser didn't cause permanent damage, but it did lead to an outcry over the dangerous misuse of lasers. In the military, lasers have been proposed to stop drones and missiles in their tracks. But in civilian life, they can turn an otherwise peaceful concert into chaos. Imagine being on stage, trying to perform, and suddenly blinded by a laser beam from the crowd. Fun fact: in 2013, a laser attack from a private yacht caused a NASA space probe to be momentarily blinded while trying to communicate with Earth. The probe's sensors picked up a bright laser beam that temporarily disrupted its systems. It's a strange example of how laser technology could unintentionally impact space missions. Microwave weapons and electromagnetic weapons, also classified as directed energy weapons, DEWs, use microwave radiation or electromagnetic pulses to disable or disrupt targets without causing direct physical damage. These weapons are primarily designed for non-lethal purposes, such as incapacitating personnel, disrupting communications, or disabling electronics. The Active Denial System, ADS, is a well-known example of a microwave weapon that uses high-frequency microwaves to create a burning sensation on the skin, causing targets to flee without causing lasting harm. This makes microwave weapons particularly useful for crowd control or non-lethal military engagements. In military applications, microwave weapons can also target enemy electronics, such as communication systems, drones, or satellites, by disrupting their signals or overloading circuits. The electromagnetic pulse (EMP) weapon, on the other hand, produces a burst of electromagnetic energy capable of disabling or destroying electronics. EMPs can affect everything from military infrastructure to civilian communication systems, rendering them useless without causing harm to personnel. EMP weapons are particularly effective in electronic warfare, where they can disrupt enemy communications, satellites, and ground-based technologies. The Chinese microwave weapon allegations during the Ladakh border conflict provide a real-world example of the potential use of microwave weapons in modern conflict. Reports claimed that Chinese microwave weapons were used to incapacitate Indian soldiers, causing symptoms like nausea and dizziness. This demonstrated the non-lethal capabilities of microwave technology in incapacitating enemy personnel from a distance without firing a shot. Similarly, EMP weapons are increasingly being developed as part of the growing emphasis on cyber warfare, where they can disrupt enemy communication systems and satellites, giving an advantage in modern conflicts. In addition to their tactical uses in military settings, these weapons have broader applications in space warfare and non-kinetic warfare, where countries could disable enemy satellites or render military vehicles and drones inoperable without direct combat. As the technology advances, both microwave and EMP weapons hold significant promise for creating new forms of military engagement that rely more on disabling or disrupting adversaries rather than causing physical harm. Fun story: the mysterious Havana Syndrome and microwave weapons. Microwave weapons made a mysterious appearance in the news when diplomats and intelligence officers in Havana, Cuba, started experiencing strange symptoms in 2016. These symptoms included headaches, nausea, hearing a strange noise, and disorientation. What was bizarre about this was that the symptoms appeared to be similar to the effects of microwave radiation, which led to speculation that a microwave weapon might have been used to target diplomats, potentially by a hostile power. The Havana Syndrome sparked intense discussions about microwave attacks and whether they could be a form of electronic warfare. Some experts even suggested that the symptoms were consistent with a microwave pulse that disrupts brain function, though many remain skeptical. Was it a weaponized attack or simply a medical mystery? To this day, it's still a fascinating, unsolved event. Whether it was caused by microwave weapons or not, the theory brought the potential of microwave-based attacks into the public eye. Fun fact: a microwave weapon similar to the Active Denial System was rumored to have been tested in Afghanistan during the early 2000s, but instead of using it against enemy forces, it was supposedly deployed to deter crowds or to defend against riots. Imagine the chaos: being hit with an invisible beam of microwaves that makes you feel like you're burning from the inside out without leaving a mark. And that's just a glimpse of the advanced weapons that are out there, or at least speculated to be. While we might still have a long way to go before seeing all of this in full force, one thing is certain: the future of warfare is likely to be a far cry from the past. With technology advancing at an exponential rate, we can't help but wonder what's in store for the next major conflict. Will we be ready for it? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. The weapons of tomorrow are not just sci-fi fantasy. They could very well be our reality. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and as always, keep questioning what you think you know about the world.